Happy Monday, MFFLs. It is Dallas Mavericks today by
We're
Chat
back.
Sports. We're back. We're hopefully better than ever. Hopefully better than the Mavs have been recently. It hasn't been that great of a stretch. They did beat the Lakers, got blown out by the Clippers. And, Coop, we do need to start with a Luka Doncic injury update. He did injure his thumb against the Clippers.
Yep.
But luckily, the MRI, the X-rays, they came back clean. So it sounds like he's going to be fine. Sounds like he's going to be playing on Tuesday night against the Houston Rockets. And before we talk about that, can we just talk about this new look Luka has?
Oh, yeah.
He's got the stash. I mean, look at this photo.
Yeah, he's growing out the stash a little bit, and the beard's a little thin, and the hair's getting long. It's an interesting look. He's rocking a headband in some practices as well. So maybe
Headband Luka coming out?
Maybe he debuts it. But yeah, Luka injured his thumb against the Clippers in the first quarter, came back and played, obviously scored 30 points. And it's just another small injury that he's had this year. That's basically his third injury now, where he's been dealing with the hip injury. He's also been dealing with the thigh/quad thing that he's been dealing with for almost a year, and now the thumb. A lot of little injuries will add up over the course of a season, so hopefully Luka can get fully healthy where he's feeling as close to 100% as possible.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't one of those overly concerning ones, but again, it's like the more nicks and knacks and bruises you get, you just wonder how much that kind of weighs down a player over the course of a season, especially considering we're not even a quarter of the way through this year. So definitely something to monitor as these things pile up. Again, none of them are really serious. They don't seem that way. He is going to play tomorrow night, it sounds like. But at the same time, it's just like, all right, man. It's like he's not injury prone, but he's like paper cut prone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
no,
he's always got something going on.
I would say that's a good comparison. Yeah, Jason Kidd did confirm earlier today that he's fine and is available to play tomorrow. It is the Mavericks' final in-season tournament game, by the way, that they are eliminated from. So will the Mavericks use their in-season tournament court to be determined? But they still need to win this game simply because they've been on kind of a schneid. They did beat the Lakers, but they tried very hard to blow that game. They blew a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter alone, ended up winning that game, and then get blown out by the Clippers, where they weren't really competitive. And so the Mavs do need to win tomorrow night. Yeah. So Luka will play. He'll be available.
Yeah, and I think tomorrow's a semi-important win, too, just because the Rockets are better than expected.
Yep.
And you know, you get them at home. That's a chance to, you know, separate yourself another game between yourself and them. So let us know, are you concerned about Luka's injuries? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I'm like a 3 out of 10 on the concern scale, so I'll say no, Coop. But again, it's like you'd like the guy to have nothing going on.
Absolutely.
In general, but
it's like you said, I don't think calling him injury prone is fair, but he's not the model of clean bill of health, basically.
He plays through stuff, which you appreciate, but he plays through stuff often, which you don't love. Like, again, it's not really like a, oh, man, he's going to miss 10 games type of deal, but you do wonder, like, over the course of a season and over the course of a career, like, does that add up, you know, with his playing style, getting downhill a lot and taking a lot of contact? Like, does that add up over a career? It's hard to say, but I'm not too concerned with it right now. If you're concerned about finding time to cook all these, you know, big-time meals during the holidays, you got a lot going on. You got Christmas shopping. You got to deal with family, with friends, with kids if you're like myself. Well, sometimes cooking takes up a lot of time that you just don't have, and that is where Factor comes into play. Factor Meals, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service, can help you fuel up fast and healthy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals are delivered straight to your door. If you're too busy with holiday plans to cook, but want to make sure you're eating well with Factor, skip that extra trip to the grocery store and the shopping, the prepping, the cleaning up as well, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality that you need. Their fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat up and enjoy. And that's what I like about Factor. You know, some of these food services, it's like, can you trust the meal quality? You can with Factor because they've got professional chefs that prepare these meals that are delicious. They're yummy. I've been eating their meals for a couple of months now. And let me tell you, with the 7-month-old at home, my wife and I do like to cook. We just don't have the time to do it nearly as much as we used to. So that's where Factor Meals comes into play. If we're both wiped after work, got to deal with our son PJ, hey, just throw one of these meals in the oven. We are good to go. Get started with Factor Meal. We got a deal for you, 50% off when you head over to factormeals.com/NBA Chat 50. That is factormeals.com/NBA Chat 50. That's going to get you 50% off. Code NBA Chat 50 at factormeals.com/NBA Chat 50. Go check them out today. It is Factor Meals. All right, Coop, let's shift from Luka Doncic to Dereck Lively, who, look, let's just be honest. When he's not on the floor, it is felt, whether that means within the flow of a game when he's getting rest or in worse scenarios when he's not active at all that night. You really feel his absence. I mean, we've talked about this, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, Coop, but without Lively, I don't know all 30 NBA teams' rosters. I'm not going to pretend to, but I have a good feel for the NBA. I am willing to say that without Dereck Lively, this is the worst center situation in the NBA.
Yeah,
it is that bad.
I'd be comfortable saying that. And I was actually at the Stars game when it happened, but when Dereck Lively's injury happened and he took a hard fall on the court at Crypto.com Arena against the Lakers, the Mavs Twitter went into a frenzy because they know how important this guy is, and so does Luka Doncic. Here's what he said after the game. He said, "We missed him a lot, but that's the thing. He's 19. I think many people on our team expect a lot from him, and being a rookie is hard, obviously, but like I say, he has amazing potential, and you can see it even in his first season. He's made a big, big impact for us." And I think Luka knows as well. He needs Dereck Lively in order to run this offense in the most effective way possible, simply because the Mavericks behind Dereck Lively, like we've mentioned a zillion times, don't have anything.
Yeah, look, it's just not good. I mean, look, Kyrie Irving's obviously the second best player on this team. You could make a strong case that Lively's the second most important.
I would agree, yeah. I mean, you can just see on both ends of the floor when he's not out there and they have another big man in, it's a different game. They're playing a different game.
I'll put it this way. You have three players, or everyone's available, but one of two players between Kyrie and Lively is unavailable. You get to pick who's unavailable. I would pick Lively to be available.
I'd agree with that.
Like door number one versus door number two, and that's nothing against Kyrie. It's just I know what Luka can do. He can run the show, but without Lively, the rebounding's bad, the defense is bad. You don't have a consistent lob threat. He's a good passer out of the high post. Sure, Powell can roll as well, but he doesn't pass like Lively. He doesn't rebound at all. He doesn't defend at all. Like Rashawn Holmes, he had one decent outing. He had to start against the Clippers. That was a disaster. Kleba can't stay healthy. Like Dereck Lively is so critical to this team's success. Like if this team is going to be a team that can actually compete in the postseason, he's going to be a big reason why. Like it's very clear, even just 18% into this season, what his value is.
Yeah, absolutely. And, kudos to Nico Harrison and the Mavs scouting department who made this pick here with the 12th pick of the 2023 NBA draft to go get Dereck Lively. It's kind of the guy that they had rumored to be interested in all throughout the entire draft process. They went and got him, and it's paying early dividends so far.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're covering the Mavs all the time here on YouTube, better than anyone else. So hit that subscribe button right now. And just to kind of continue this center conversation, on one hand, yes, kudos for finding him, but on the other, you didn't really have a contingency plan. And what's interesting, Coop, is what did we say all offseason? I think Lively can be a really good backup and give you 15 to 20 minutes, maybe even 25 some nights, and be a solid player. There's going to be some growing pains. Well, you've actually, I don't want to say lucked into it, but you've gotten more than that. But the problem is the minutes he's not out there are so bad that our concerns are still playing out. Like, you do not have 48 minutes of quality center play.
Yeah.
You've got 25 to 30 when he plays, which we know bigs are never going to play 82 games in this league. And then the other 18 or so minutes plus nights where Lively's out are so unbelievably bad that you still have the problem that we were concerned about coming into the season.
They actually got the hard part out of the way where they found the franchise starting center.
Yeah.
They just don't have the backup. And I think that's an easier thing to address once December 15th comes around and the trade restrictions are all lifted. I would look for the Mavs to be active, man. I think they know that what they have isn't good enough. And I think that they're going to have to go out and find someone because Kleba, Powell, Holmes just don't get the job done. Yeah. And if you take a look here are the Rookie of the Year odds as we currently stand. Dereck Lively's top 5. Now, the odds are still very long at plus 8,000.
I mean, the fact he's on there, though, speaks volumes. I mean, he was never a rookie center that's not like a high volume scorer is not going to win Rookie of the Year in today's NBA. It's just not going to happen. But the fact that he's in the top 5 just goes to show where he's at. He's definitely going to be an all rookie caliber guy. He'll be in the Rising Stars Challenge.
Oh yeah, he'll play
in a few
that.
months. He is well ahead of schedule. Again, to your point, like it seems like you have found the hard part. You have found a starter, but you've got to find someone who can eat minutes and not just be a disaster.
Which is what it is. It's a disaster right now. It's really that bad, and I think that's why he's the second most important player on this team.
Yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, Coop and I both think it's Lively. Again, Kyrie's easily the second best player, but it's two different questions. It's like, who is the second most important player? I do think it's Dereck Lively, at least right now. I mean, could that change? Sure. If you get a quality backup center, that probably does change. But for now, I mean, it's just you're just two completely different teams with and without Lively. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Like, you could argue, Coop, like, worst case scenario, he's out for the year tomorrow. I'm not sure this team makes the playoffs without making an addition.
Yeah, they would have to make a move like right away in order for that to be the case. They're in a precarious spot, man. I mean, they have obviously, and again, kudos to Nico Harrison for finding Lively. Just got to figure out the rest. And if they do figure out that backup center, I kind of like them against any other team.
And again, it doesn't have to be like I'm not even asking for like some high level backup that would start for most teams. Like Andre Drummond, perfectly fine. Like I don't need someone who's like, I just need someone who can rebound and just be somewhat competent defensively. That's all I'm asking for. Like I'm not asking for I'm not asking for Eric Dampier to come in here or someone like a high level backup. Like just Brendan. I'm not even asking for Brendan Haywood. Just decent. Like more than Dwight Powell. Like that's
you need
pretty much
more
what I'm
than
asking
Dwight Powell
for.
and more than Rashawn Holmes. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's where we're at. All right, game tomorrow night. Hopefully Luka goes. Sounds like he's going to. Big game against
Important
the Rockets.
little 4-game stretch here. You have the Grizzlies, Thunder, and Grizzlies again after that. The Grizzlies are 3-13 by the way to start this year. So
I mean, it's kind of crazy. They might be out of it by the time Jaw's back. I mean, they probably got to get to at least like 8-17 to feel like there's at least a small chance to make a push. Now the play-in's going to give you a chance because
it'll give you a chance, but a good chance for the Mavs to rack up some wins here before the schedule gets a little tougher.
Go follow Coop. He's going to be in the building tomorrow night at the AAC at Jeff Coop _27. I get that right?
Jeff _Coop 27. You were close.
27.
That's all right.
The underscores, they always throw me off. There he is. Go follow him. He'll be at the arena tomorrow night, and subscribe to the channel for more Mavs content.